Hey guys, welcome to day one, class one of the K4 classroom. One of the things that I find is the best way to learn a subject is to actually teach people about a subject. I'm asking Sean and Joaquin and Katelin to build presentations on different subjects so that they can learn themselves and then teach us all what they've learned in their presentations. I will be grading them. They will either get, higher pay or lower pay, depending on how these go. I think Sean is going to maybe get a reduction in pay. In class one, we're talking about debt repayment strategies and how to deal with different debt scenarios, because that's one of the biggest challenges facing Canadians today. So I figured it was a good place to start for everybody. So welcome to the K4 class. Let's see how this goes. I'm looking forward to it.
Hi guys, good morning. I'm Sean Lacombe. Are you guys ready to learn and burn? You should feel it in your legs already. Today we're going to talk about debt management. Uh-oh, that's bad, right? You guys don't like debt. But this is a little video that I made thanks to the yellow-red modern retro aesthetic file title typographic YouTube intro video template. Okay, and this is about debt management. How do you guys handle debt?
Don't get it.
Once you're in debt, what can you do though? That's really what we're here to talk about today. And it's quite sad. Okay.
Use the mouse, you're killing me.
Use them. What do you, oh, use the mouse. Listen, you're a student, okay? Get ready to learn, idiot. All right. Debt management. See, those are big words. Here are 5 strategies. You can see the letters just falling right into it, and once they're all in there, you'll be able to see what it says, okay? Boom.
Yo.
Here are 5 strategies you can use to manage debt. Yo. Number 1, use a debt relief company. Have you heard of those?
No.
Let's get into it. Just like it sounds, a company that specializes in debt relief. Google it, I owe you nothing. That's rude. Sometimes learning hurts. Sometimes learning is a bit of an insult. Use a debt consolidation loan. Okay. With a debt consolidation loan, you borrow money from a lender. You with me so far, Joaquin? Okay, and roll all of those debts into one loan with a single interest rate. This allows you to make one monthly payment rather than paying multiple creditors. You may also get a better rate compared to your credit card APYs. What does that stand for?
You tell us, teacher.
Annual, yes. Saving you money and interest. A debt consolidation loan is especially useful if you're trying to pay off multiple credit cards. If you didn't have time to read all this, you're too dumb to employ the strategy, don't even worry about it. Use a payment strategy. This is my favorite. Debt avalanche!
I hate looking at you.
That's a debt, you guys hear that? An avalanche. This focuses on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first. You make the minimum payment on all other credit card debts each month and put any extra funds towards the debt with the highest interest rate. After the debt with the highest interest rate is paid, it's hard to see through that dinosaur's head. You focus on paying off one of the with the next highest interest rate and continue until all your debts have been paid off. Or until another emergency comes and you never really get it down ever. Which is usually how people do it. They'll come up with, they have a strategy, you start to employ it, and then another life emergency happens and you're right back to drinking. Debt snowball! This focuses on paying off your smallest debt first. Would you recommend that to anybody?
Yes.
Okay. You make minimum payments on all of your debts other than the smallest one and put extra money towards the credit card with the least amount owed on it. Once your smallest debt is paid off, you move to the one with the next smallest debt and continue until all of them have been paid off. You guys feel that learn burn? All right. Okay, enough with the snake. Number 4, this is cool. Take on a side hustle, right? Make omelets at Smitty's during their lunch rush every day from 11 to 2 for the rest of your natural life. Now that sounds like a good time, right?
Why do you know their lunch rush?
11 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's when Smitty's gets busy. That's omelet hour. That's when everybody's putting mushrooms and folding things. All right, that's the omelet witching hour. All right, so that's number 4. Budget cuts. Uh-oh. That sounds brutal. Spend less money and use the savings to pay off your debts. Some cuts to consider include entertainment, meals at restaurants, and your daily trip to the coffee shop. It may not seem like much, but cutting even a few things from your budget could add up and help you get out of debt quickly. What are some things you can think of right now that you could cut out that would just help you immediately?
Probably paying you.
Okay. No. We're not, that's not on here. That's not even listed. That's not even, if you're going off the board, then what are we doing here? If you're just going to go off the board like that. Okay, that's number 5. I think that's about it, almost. Whoa, look at that. Live, eat, puke. K4financial.ca. And that's the end of it.
I was supposed to be grading. I was somewhat informative, very entertaining.
Yeah, that's some information in there.
Yeah, no, that was something.
I thought it was amazing.
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, all good tips, I guess. The avalanche versus snowball, it's a kind of a mindset thing. One mathematically works better, the other one works better for
Psychologically.
some people. Cutting budget, yes, that's hard. One thing that I always suggest is, look at your bills, the monthly ones that are subscription based, because everything kind of comes in subscriptions now. It's insurance, it's cable, and if you take some time every year or two and call these providers, you can generally save a lot of money by shopping around for better rates at different places. So it's a bit of legwork, but instead of actually cutting things out of your life, this is just one way to reorganize, can save, thousands of dollars a year. So pretty good first presentation. I can't wait to see the next one. I'll look forward to these every week.
I've gone a little bit of a different direction. We're going to do more of a case study
Perfect.
with a person here. Okay, so K4 financial presentation, debt repayment.
Whoa.
So I'd like you to meet Roman Vitek, age 37. He's a Remax realtor. Has trouble with budgeting and spends the proceeds he makes after the big commission sale.
Never seen a realtor do that before.
It's quite common in this profession. But now, with the current downturn in the real estate market, Roman has begun using his line of credit and credit cards to maintain his lifestyle. This has caused major concern for Roman now that he is soon to become a young father and wants to provide more for his family.
Congratulations.
He knows that this will require discipline and following a plan with his desire to be debt-free within the next 23 years. Okay? Here's a list of his current debt load at the moment. So talking with Roman, I was like, well, there's different strategies of what we can do. What do you think we're going to try first?
I think we're probably going to take that highest interest credit card.
Oh, I was hoping you were just going to say avalanche. So we're there.
Yes.
You didn't know that the avalanche was coming?
I didn't know the avalanche.
So we're going to look at what the avalanche debt repayment strategy kind of looks like. Okay. So using this method of debt repayment, the borrower pays the highest interest rate first. The avalanche method can be difficult as the larger interest rate tends to take longer to pay off. The borrower can become discouraged, and not seeing immediate results can cause the strategy to fail. So this does require a disciplined approach with this with this strategy. Again, it's just, it's hard because sometimes you just don't see the end in sight, and you just, you feel like it's a little bit overwhelming, and that's what Roman was worried about mostly. So pondering over this, Roman's realizing that his current debt load is $3,275 per month. With the change in lifestyle that Roman's about to implement and now becoming a top realtor,
That's what they all say.
he figures he can allocate an additional $1,625 per month towards debt elimination on top of his monthly payments. Okay? With his closed mortgage, the annual prepayment privilege of 20% on the original balance of $500,000 loan, he can add an additional $100,000 per year. Using the avalanche method could pay off all debt and be mortgage-free 9 years earlier than expected. But looking at this and pondering, the avalanche method is giving Roman pause. It might be too ambitious and strict for the uncertainty of a new child, and what if the real estate market becomes slow? So, Roman knows there's no speed limit in the pursuit of excellence and realizes the need for a better work-life balance. The avalanche method will become too stressful. Maybe the snowball method will work better for him.
Those curtains.
Awesome. So we're going to look at the snowball debt elimination strategy. The snowball, obviously, begins with the smallest debt first. This allows the borrower to see results sooner with paying off debt, therefore more likely to stay the course. So seeing those results, kind of hitting those goals, allow you to move on to the next one. You start feeling really good about yourself. Another thing, any black swan events. So, if the roof caves in and the transmission goes out, it might be able to be handled somewhat easier with the snowball elimination strategy. This will allow Roman to stay focused. And I forgot to use that.
Earlier said this to me, I was like, you gotta take that out. I forgot to take out
I didn't.
the bag part.
I didn't. I was supposed to take that one.
That's the best thing.
Roman does like the snowball method. I was wondering if there's any other options for debt reduction. Now we're going to look at a debt consolidation loan. So he's on the phone talking to some creditors. This would essentially roll all your current debt, credit cards, loans into a single payment at a set interest rate. This will simplify the debt management and lower the monthly payment and interest rates. This still does require a disciplined approach and not a characteristic Roman has shown in the past. And his current credit score only gives Roman a fair rating. So even with the consolidation loan, it's still quite high per month. And it's still giving Roman anxiety with the short-term impact on his credit score. And he does not want to struggle with the consolidation payments. So what is the loan? The pros of the debt consolidation loan: simple debt management, lower monthly payments, require a disciplined person that will not rack up credit again. Options take advantage of much lower interest rates and accelerating payments. The cons, obviously not suitable for people who lack financial discipline. Short-term relief from overwhelming and unmanageable debt. Difficult for someone who will struggle, again, with the consolidated payments. But Roman's great. He's decided that the best way for him and his new family will be the snowball method.
He's a snowball guy.
In the end, the snowball method works best for Roman in his current situation, as this will provide him with early results and keep him on track and focused. With the help of K4 Financial and following his new mantra, debt-free heaven in 2047.
God, thanks, Ryan.
Applause.
Whoa.
Oh, there. I'm sorry, Katelin. I gotta get you in there.
The one debt consolidation loan people use all the time is their HELOC.
Yeah.
But then what happens is they do it again. And so now you're paying for a car for 40 years.
Yeah.
So it's the same as the consolidation loan. Like, if you are not going to add to this again, then it will work. But if you use it once and then use it again, it is very painful. And it happens all the time. So, I mean, good stuff. Sean's was funnier.
But that was way better, and the guy you had in there on the hardwood and stuff, it looked like he was actually standing on hardwood.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't believe it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have done debt management and repayment strategies. To sum up, it is not fancy, it is not funny, it's just very informative. So I've just basically, you develop debt repayment strategies to align with personal circumstances and preferences. So it will be different for everyone. Avoid falling behind on any debt obligations and maintain your overall creditworthiness by prioritizing minimum required payments on any outstanding debt.
Financial planners can help by calculating your
Financial
net worth and
planners
cash flow
can help by
statements.
calculating your net worth and cash flow statements.
Total amount of
And
debt
this will
outstanding
also
and the
illustrate the
cash
total
flow
amount of
needed
debt
to repay the
outstanding and the
And
cash
debt
flow
is
needed to repay the
created.
debt.
Plan to repay the
And when
borrowed
debt is
funds with the consideration
created,
of multiple
plan to
factors,
repay the
such
borrowed
as your net
funds with
income,
consideration
cash
of
flow
multiple
limitations,
factors,
savings rate,
such as your net
total amount of
income,
savings,
cash flow
amount of debt,
limitations, savings
unforeseen
rate,
events,
total amount of
personal
savings,
attitude,
amount of
preference,
debt,
lack of knowledge, and
unforeseen
advice.
events,
And
personal
the debt
attitude,
repayment strategies I'm
preference, lack of
focusing
knowledge and
on are
advice.
debt avalanche, debt snowball,
And the debt repayment
debt
strategies I'm
consolidation,
focusing on
and
are
paying down
debt
debt with
avalanche,
specific
debt
purpose
snowball.
Why did you look at me when you said lack of knowledge? It just seemed like it was like really, you know. Did you guys notice that?
To reach
No.
the audience. Engage. Debt avalanche. So this is based on repaying the debt as quickly as possible. You're prioritizing the debts with the highest interest rate. It is an accelerated version of debt repayment, and it's the quickest method, and it results in the lowest total interest costs. It will fall relatively rapidly by making the minimum payments on all outstanding debt, with surplus cash applied to debt with the highest interest rate. An avalanche falls rapidly down a mountainside, getting rid of things in its path one by one. Once debt with the highest interest rate is paid off, the funds are directed to repay to the next highest interest-bearing debt. Method continues until all of the debt is paid off. Debt snowball. Longer repayment, but more rewarding. Prioritizing debts with the smallest balance. After making all minimum or required payments, the surplus cash flow is directed to debt with the smallest balance, not the highest interest rate, like the debt avalanche. Once the smallest debt is fully repaid, the amount that was directed to the debt is now added to the minimum payment for the second smallest debt. The cycle is repeated until all debts are repaid in full. As the strategy is implemented, the extra amounts are added to the minimum or required payment of larger debts, and the amounts grow, just like a snowball rolling down a hill gathers more snow. It takes longer to repay, but the greatest strategy for the behavioral reward of eliminating debt and reducing the total number of debt payments each month. Debt consolidation. Consolidating your outstanding debt from multiple lenders into a single loans, lines of credit, HELOC, mortgage, moving the higher rate debt to the lower rate debt and reducing the total cost of borrowing. The lower interest rate can increase cash flow and easier to implement with having payments to one lender instead of balancing multiple lenders. And then the last one is prioritizing debt with a purpose. So this is just based on prioritizing paying down a mortgage first. So the mortgage is discharged and the house is owned free and clear. Or prioritize paying down a car loan with a lien, so the lender's lien is removed and the vehicle ownership is encumbered. So all of these factors depend on your personal preferences. And that is it.
Well done. Just
She's the only one that got any claps.
there's only
I got claps. I just had to
one-
manifest them myself.
One issue.
One quick note
Yes.
would be you're not supposed to say debt avalanche, you're supposed to yell it. And that would go for both of them.
Right. Yeah, I mean, very sort of limited in debt repayment. Make more money, make a plan that will work for your mindset. Try and cut budget items that cost too much without having to impact your lifestyle too much, unfortunately. But most people, to get out of debt, do require a complete change in their habits and their lifestyle, and once that happens, then their financial future seems to always get better. Sometimes, in some cases, save too much, become almost a little bit too cheap, but better than the alternative, I guess. So, Thanks, guys. Yeah, that was fun to watch.
A lot of learning packed into 1 hour.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Well, that was interesting for day one, class one, Sean's presentation. Amazing, really fun to watch. Not sure if it was the best. Joaquin's graphics are amazing as usual. Katelin kind of comes up with sort of the easiest to understand scenarios. So it's fun learning from everybody. We had a lot of fun doing this today. We're looking forward to doing more of them. So if you want to check us out, please just like and subscribe, and we'll keep them coming. And maybe I'll get up and start teaching some subjects to the class as well. So we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.